Hey, we're there. Welcome to Penumbuddies.
I'm alive!
Luna is alive. Thank God.
Yeah, y'all, don't get coronavirus. 0 5 stars. Would not recommend.
Oh my God, guys. Luna actually got the coronavirus and now they're doing better, which is such a relief. Oh.
Hi, we're back. We're just late. That's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
this episode murdered me. I died a little bit.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that ending. Yeah, you are so right. Not what was necessarily needed at the moment.
Yeah, y'all. I was so sick when the episode came out that when, I set my alarm and hazily woke up and put my headphones in, and then at the end I was like, oh God, oh Jesus, oh,
Oh,
oh
Jesus. It's like, I know it's a little like I, how could she have possibly survived? Like, granted, Vespa has like fallen down all the stories in terms of buildings.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
and miraculously survived with no explanation. So if she can do that, I'm willing to bet she'll find a way through this. But how? The Ruby 7 is chained down. Like, the
Okay,
ship
okay.
exploded. Yeah.
So, first of all, I put together, I had a Tumblr post right after the episode aired that was like, how did Vespa survive? Wrong answers only. And that was joy. So, I would recommend checking that out. I think the most
I
popular
do
answer
too.
was spite,
I
which,
think
is
that's a
that.
right answer.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Spite. Um, yeah, so I guess let's go backwards and start from the ending. Um,
Yeah.
I think I think it had to have been the ruby. I
Yeah.
think that's the
How
only,
else?
why would they have made so much of it about the ruby? Like their plan for catching, you how should we refer to it? The bot?
I guess. I
Yeah,
like the bot.
the
Makes
shape.
it sound like spyware or something. I like it.
Well, okay, the bot.
Yeah.
Um, their plan to try to catch the bot was based around the Ruby 7. Like it didn't have to be. There were it could totally have been based around things like protecting the book or protecting the globe.
Yeah.
Why would you
Yeah,
call
that makes
attention to the Ruby
sense.
7 if you're not going to use it?
Amen. Yeah, they did. It's kind of funny though that they would. I mean, I understand from a story perspective. I thought it was really clever that they would think to go to the garage because they would assume that when the ship crashes, this person would need a getaway.
Hmm.
So I think that makes sense, story perspective, even if they weren't going to use the Ruby 7 again. But I do
Okay.
think it would be very clever if that was also a setup because I love a good setup so much. It makes
I
me so
know.
happy.
But also the episode really focused around the fact that Vespa could think through problems in the same way as it's dark matters, but
Yeah, yeah,
but
definitely.
whatever entity is controlling the bot. Um,
Yes.
and oh man, I feel so vindicated.
Oh
Like
my God. Luna
it's
was so fucking right.
Luna was so
God damn it.
I'm
Can
so
I
right.
I'm gonna start using a sound effect whenever I hit that button. Like
Oh, I'm down. Okay. Yes.
I'll have
I don't
you
have
vet
confirmation that it
potentially.
was Dark Matters, but it was the same agent's voice. It was Dark Matters. I just
Oh,
that's what's
absolutely. It's
happening.
gotta be who else could it's Dark Matters. Who else has that level access to that kind of
And
technology?
it's so reminiscent of Day That Wouldn't Die.
Oh my God. Fuck. There's even a robot. Fuck.
A robot that imitates your loved ones.
Oh my God.
Who does
Oh my
this but Dark Matter?
God. Okay, this makes me a lot happier because I've been sitting here like I was wrong and that is fine. I promise I'm not butthurt. it it is still an effective I think it's still a very effective device to have a robot because it still had everybody questioning what they were seeing and it
Yeah.
still made everybody paranoid, so it was still putting everybody in Vespa's shoes, which I wanted to see and I think the episode was aiming for. So that's good. I think it's fine. I was just a little bit like, because like, I mean, I like you want to have H Bomber guy kind of talked about mysteries at one point, and I really liked what he said. He was like, a good mystery puts all of the puzzle pieces on the table for you to see, and then puts them together in a way that you wouldn't have expected. And a bad mystery shows you the finished puzzle and tells you that it was really difficult. So I was like,
Okay.
was there any way for us to guess that it was a robot? Like some people did, but I was like, is there any evidence? But you just pointed out that this technology does exist and it has existed since the first season.
Yeah. Yes.
So there was a way to guess. I am so relieved because I was like, I don't want to say anything about this because I don't want to like, I don't know. I really love this episode, but
Yeah, and I think in that way, part one was a little just. I love you, Kabert. Please don't listen to this. A little
yeah,
bit of a
please.
misstep.
Yeah.
Like, I think there were a few things that just didn't quite work thematically, and then in terms of like the dead naming, which they cut out for the most part in part two.
Yes,
I
thank
think it only
goodness.
happened once.
I didn't hear Vespa's dead
Or
name in this
maybe she only got
episode.
gendered once or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, just one misgendering. I did hear that. Yeah. So that
Yeah,
was very, yeah.
that was better. But yeah, so I was really I was a little like, this is not good after the first part, but I feel like it really got back on track with the second part.
God, I'm so glad that they found a way to I feel like they stuck the landing
Yeah.
really with their theme about trust and yeah, about having everybody understand where Vespa's coming from. And that definitely does make me think that they wouldn't kill Vespa because like
I I don't
why
think they're gonna
bother?
kill Vespa. I really like it scared me at first, but
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see this show one fridging their trans lesbian who's in a
Yeah.
happy relationship.
Yeah.
Like, holy fucking fuck, of course. If they do that, we're gonna have issues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They wouldn't.
But I
Yeah.
don't think they will. I really don't.
Yeah. Because
Um,
they just spent all this time with her. And B, yeah, like you said, they wouldn't. So we're
and
fine.
like Buddy and Vespa never got a resolution. They were
No.
fighting in part one.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I had an interesting theme. You know, listeners, we're just going like in whatever order our little hearts desire this time,
Yeah,
and you
that's
know,
fine.
I
I
think
mean,
we're valid.
the world is in chaos right now. We might as well we are allowed.
We are.
I
So
laughed
I
out loud.
thought it was really interesting that the clues were so Vespa was confronted with two different people who weren't who they were. So she was confronted with Buddy, who kind of lured her away
Yeah.
as the bot Buddy, who lured her
Buddy
away,
bot.
um, who talked about how would we ever understand the motives of an assassin.
Oh, yeah, the
So,
giveaway was
and that
so
was the
good.
giveaway. So I think it's really cool that the trust and understanding that Buddy and Vespa have in each other were what solved that uncertainty. And then later, Vespa trusting that Juno would never be wouldn't be so cruel when she stabs fake Juno.
Yes.
Like the amount of trust that Vespa, I don't know, it just really showed how much trust Vespa actually does have in
Yeah.
people around her when it comes down to the wire. Um, I don't know. I was just proud of her, and I thought it was a really good, like, I think it was really important that Vespa got to trust herself
Yes.
in
And
this
you know what? I
episode.
think I swear to God, I don't know if I can find it, but there is absolutely a clip in one of these Penumbuddies discussions where you say, with Vespa, I think it's going to be about trust. So yes, it absolutely was. And I am delighted by that. I am delighted that she has to rely on everyone else to ground her and be her connection to what's real. That's really, it's hard. And I think they handled that really well.
But I also don't think it's done, and they gotta do, and like, I really need more of that.
I hope so. Yeah, I really want more of. I was so spoiled with her and Juno this episode. I loved them, but like maybe they need to resolve that a bit more.
Yeah, yeah, like, as far as Juno knows, nothing has been resolved.
Yeah, Juno just had an argument with the Vespa and then was just shoved into a bag and like
Yeah, yeah, Vespa
presumably.
put him in the brig, and then someone else put him in a bag.
Yeah, so for context, I don't have access to the scripts, but someone who does posted a screenshot of about Naram, and apparently he was in the sack. That,
Apparently?
or was that a joke? Did they
I,
really shove him into the
Kevin, what
bag?
are you doing? Kevin, Kevin, answer me.
That is hysterical. But oh my god.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
Um, Also, if we're talking trust, can we talk about our beautiful little Juno monologue that we could barely hear, but is in the Patreon script?
It is. I
It
was trying
is.
to make it out. It's about him trying to trust Vespa, right?
Yeah, I posted it on my Tumblr.
What
But
is
yes, it's uh I can read it out. It's a lot, and a moment like this, it really makes you start to wonder how far trust can stretch. If I'm supposed to trust Buddy, and I think I do, then I should trust her judgment of Vespa too, right? So does trust just daisy chain like that forever, person to person? And if not, how far can you let it? Juno,
Whoa. Oh my.
baby.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh my God. Trust is definitely a huge theme. Good Lord.
Yeah. And in the
Oh.
stage directions, there's all this stuff about how they say it similarly because they are similar between Juno and Vespa. And we didn't get enough of that. So Vespa story isn't over. I'm calling it.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And I'm
Love.
often right.
Yes, you are. Uncannily. So.
um, would you like
Oh,
to
no.
scream a little bit about Juno and Peter and the beautiful Jupiter content we have
Oh my
been?
fucking God. Listen, it was poetry. I know that I know that people are like, oh, they banging. It was poetry, damn it. They were talking to each other.
Why
And because
not
it's
both?
Juno, yeah. Well, I guess fine. It could be both.
How with how like audibly red he turned, there was
Yeah.
both.
I don't know. I could believe either, honestly. Like, Juno does strike me as the person who would get that flustered about someone overhearing him trying to be genuine with someone and getting a little bit flowery. So
Aw.
I don't know though. I think it would be great if they were banging. I'd be very
I,
proud.
I think they're banging and having feelings at each other. I think we're at a full lesbian U-Haul here.
God bless.
Like,
I am so happy that we got some insight into where they are.
but it's like, okay, so like for every hour of this is my experience and also a meme. So for every 1 hour of lesbian sex, there's about 4 hours of processing, and I think that's the ratio that they're getting to. I really do, and I'm very proud of them.
Oh my God. That sounds great.
Oh
I would
yeah,
love that. Poor
everyone has
Jet,
so
though.
many feelings.
Jet just lying there, staring at the ceiling for hours. Oh.
Yes.
So I'm really proud of them. I was scared for a second. I was like, when they asked Juno to give Peter's name, and then I was like, what? Rab, why are you? Of course he would never do it. It's fine.
Yeah,
And it was fine. That was a really good moment, though.
it was. It was. It was Juno showing his loyalty even when it was hard,
Mm.
which is important because that's kind of what they need to build back up is that loyalty to each
And trust.
other. And trust.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yes.
God, with Juno and Peter, that is such a such a vibe, the whole trust thing. I could make a some kind of remix with all the times that they say trust.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at
so
my
that's good.
notes.
That's good. I'm proud of them. Like I I think it's really true that both of them are not naturally good at communicating.
Yeah.
And I think I think in fic we sometimes get to a point where we're like, well, of course Peter's good at communicating because everyone is better at communicating than Juno, which, Man in Glass showed us is not true.
Yeah.
Um, not at all. So so yeah, I don't know. I like the idea that Juno is now saying his piece out loud as much as he can, and I hope that Peter is also trying to not compartmentalize. Basically, I'm
Yeah.
just proud of those two goobers.
They're so good. Uh,
Goobers.
God.
This
Let's
episode
see.
made me really excited. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved the Jet episode so much, but I think this one really addressed like central conflicts for the season and didn't
Yeah.
feel like quite so much as of a one off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There
Maybe
are repercussions here. Yeah, it was like the Jet episode was a real character study of
which is
Jet.
beautiful.
Yeah, and but this had, yeah, I feel like we got a wide range of development on like multiple fronts. Like, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Jet episode established more, but I really agree that when I listened to that, that was when I started having all those feelings like I'm not really liking how this show is going and kind of having to sit with that
Yeah.
just because I miss Juno so much. And but like, and then this Vespa episode came, and same, it was like, oh good. We're
Yeah, I
learning
don't know.
about
It
all
it,
the characters again. Yeah.
it hit where I needed it to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Juno has been such a projection character for me in terms of healing, which has been great. But
Yeah.
also but also stabby lesbian. I'm a stabby
Yeah.
lesbian.
Yeah, maybe that was the thing, was I couldn't relate to Jet's struggle as much. So it was like delicious philosophy food, but
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
sure
but
for
yeah.
people who like struggle with addiction that can be really powerful too.
Yeah, it was definitely. I think they explored some really tough themes in the Tools of Rust, and I think some of them they did really well with in ways that I haven't seen before, and some of them they kind of skimmed over and didn't really, like the addiction. But I yeah, mostly I think it was great. I don't mean to throw that episode under the bus. This
No,
episode
no,
just
not at all.
yeah, it did just really this two-parter has got me really revved up in a way that I
Yeah.
haven't been in a while.
This one hit different.
Yeah, it did. It smacked me in the freaking gut.
It really did. I mean, my God.
Oh,
Um, but I'm really going way back because I want to make sure that we really like talk about the parallels to Day That Wouldn't Die. In case you haven't listened to that episode in a while, um, that was like the robot thing that imitated Mick, Sasha, and Juno, um, and then later really uncannily imitated um, Annie Wire.
yeah, which was horrifying.
It was, oh my, that was the third, fourth goddamn episode?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
Woo! Jesus.
But that is the episode where we get the iconic line about Juno's whiskey and his men.
Oh, good.
Love it.
An iconic episode all around.
Truly.
So, I'm really curious. So, where are you drawing parallels other than the robot?
I think the robot is the most important thing in terms of like establishing what's
Yeah.
happening. And I think that Day That Wouldn't Die is not next, but I think maybe next on our
I think
backlog.
maybe that would be
I think it is.
exciting.
Oh, we should do that soon. Um,
Yee.
yeah, but I think
What
the
perfect
idea,
timing.
yeah, go us. Like we totally planned this and not at all. Um, We mostly just like message each other every couple of weeks and are like, "You want to record a backlog episode?" I'm bored.
Yeah, please.
And now we're all bored, so we'll probably get through a lot of them.
Oh, that would be so exciting. I'd love that.
That'd
Get
be
some
fun,
structure back in my life and talk
right?
about
Right?
some good old Juno Steel.
Yep, being a self-destructive ass.
Yeah, going way back.
Way back. Yeah, the other parallels I'm thinking of are like parallels to the past and who you were in the past. Because
Mm.
A lot of what Vespa doesn't trust who she is now. Vespa thinks that her days of usefulness are past.
Oh
Um,
God.
and so I think that that's important. I think that the robot in Day That Wouldn't Die really directly emulated the past in ways that made them question reality. So I think that the kind of question of what you can believe is there. And if you remember,
Ooh.
like Juno, like Sasha was really thinking about listening to the robot and shooting Juno at the end of Day That Wouldn't Die.
Oh shit.
So
And
we've
then
got
she's
that.
able to tell, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So we've got that paralleled again with the Juno bot and Vespa confrontation.
Oh God. That is so cool.
Right? They're like good at what they do and shit.
Oh fuck. It's really exciting because it always fuels me like, oh, I want to be able to do that. You
Right?
know? Oh,
I'm
that is
like, I'm gonna do
lovely.
so much original writing during quarantine. No, you get coronavirus.
Yeah, God said no. I laugh,
God
but
said, go
also
peace for a
I'm
while.
so sorry. God.
It's
But
good.
if we're
I'll try.
going way, way back to literally the second episode was when they introduced teleporters.
Yeah, I forgot
So
about that.
so that's fun. I mean, it's kind of weird though that the hole in the ship was described as looking like organic matter. So like, is that just what teleporters do, or like, is that something else?
That I do not understand, and I'm glad you brought it up because I wanted to bring up. I don't get what's happening with the hole inside the ship.
Yeah, what is
I,
that?
I don't know. I don't get it. What the fuck's happening?
I don't know. I'm pretending for the sake of my own sanity that it is a teleporter because
Okay.
then that it's some kind of getaway. It's gotta be because
Yeah,
otherwise,
right?
yeah, where would they be this robot? Where would the bot be putting all these bodies? They can't all fit in the sack.
It's not gonna be a big sack.
Now that's a mental image. Oh.
Oh my
Jet, where'd you get that sack? Oh, I've always had
goodness.
it.
Speaking of bot jet, um, why so okay. So Jet wakes up from the sedative and rescues Vespa by tackling Buddy Bot.
Fuck
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and then gets botted himself. Why doesn't the bot then go after Vespa? Why does it leave Vespa alone?
Yeah.
Is Vespa the least valuable? Like, what is Dark Matter's thinking there?
I agree that that at that point with Vespa's assessment of the situation that the robot was running out of time, and so it would be better to use that time to go at the closest victim before Vespa can, because Juno right now is like in the brig. He can't run
There's
away.
Meg.
Yeah, before Juno's in the brig, he can't get away. Vespa isn't there to tell him it's a shapeshifter. So this is kind of the robot's last chance to have the upper hand and
Okay.
surprise Juno. Maybe. So there's that.
That strikes me as some definite like underestimating Vespa.
I love it. That's
Me
great.
too. Which could come in
Yeah.
handy later. They're like, there's no way she could have survived. And then she kills them.
Oh, fuck yeah. Buddy being like, Vespa would have survived, and everybody's like,
Oh, what if we get our next episode from Buddy's point of view?
That's what I
And
was thinking. Is we gotta have it from Buddy, right?
you want to just go straight into like, let's predict what happens after hiatus?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Whatever I say is going to be wrong, but that's okay. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think it's gonna be Buddy.
Oh.
I'm hoping that we get some kind of Sasha, first of all.
Yes, please God.
Like,
I mean, they couldn't not use Sasha. They gotta use Sasha.
Like,
it's Dark Matters.
Sophie ain't doing nothing. Sophie's at home. Sophie can play Sasha. All Sophie's doing is posting thirst traps right now. No, that's not true. I love you, Sophie. Thirst traps are great.
I also shout out to Sophie for the sound design of this episode. It was fucking amazing.
It really was.
While we're in this house. Just Jesus. Oh my God, it's so good. Like, my favorite was the edit, so that, like, it's so, maybe it's like simple. I've edited audio a little bit before, but it was so perfect how far away Juno sounded when he was on his comms.
Yeah.
And like, just, there's something about it just made the situation so much like cuter to me. I don't know. And then that explosion.
Clear that Juno was like yelling into a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Potentially a walkie-talkie like taped in the corner of the room.
Or like when he was in the cell, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, back to the prediction. So they're at Dark Matters. They've been,
I think we're gonna have to get some interrogation.
Yeah.
But I think it also makes sense because, as we remember, Buddy's dad was killed by Dark Matters.
Yeah, so this is personal.
She could have a bone to pick with them.
Yeah. Woo! Oh boy.
I hope we get a little bit of the trope of like everyone said completely different things in their interrogation. Just because that is like a solid found family trope.
I love it so much. Bonus points if they confiscate their comms, clap Juno's onto the table and said, "Would you explain this?" and like play one of his monologues. Peter's in the room like,
oh no, Rab, I just had a thought.
What?
Rab.
What?
Ransom is easy to search.
Why?
Peter Ransom is the name that he used
fuck.
on Brahma.
Oh,
and
fuck.
That, for Dark Matters, that would not be hard to trace to Peter Nureyev, teenage revolutionary.
No. It's coming out. The secret is coming out this next. Oh my God.
He's not going to cope well with that.
Oh my God. Everybody's going to know.
And they I respect them. They really foreshadowed it this episode. Like, they're going to find his name at some point.
Yeah. You want to tell us now? Nope. Okay. It is sad that he won't get to tell them himself. I do think that Nureyev deserves to be able to choose which information he gives out, but
oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so this is going to be another example of I don't know, I just, me thinking about Juno and the Martian pill and just Peter's privacy. Oh God, this is just not, I'm not making any sense. Just, this isn't going to be fun.
It's not, because we've only ever really seen Peter giving parts of himself.
Yeah, his trust.
Like saying, this is something I want you to know about me.
Yeah.
And like, that's really powerful. But to say, like, here are things I know about you that you don't want me to is something so different. And I wonder, I don't know, I think it goes back to the trust thing again. Like, I could definitely see a scenario where Peter finally, fits in with this group and everyone trusts him and then he feels comfortable giving his name. But
yeah,
I also don't think that Vespa is ever going to trust him without that name.
Yeah.
So,
oh God,
I don't know. Like,
I think it's highly likely. I think you're right. I think we're going to get his name. Yeah.
Because they could have just made up another alias if they were going to do that, if it wasn't going to come into play.
Fuck. Oh my god, it was a setup and I didn't even know. Oh my god.
We all thought it was
I
going to be
love
Red
it.
Glass.
Oh my god.
Remember?
Oh, yes, I was like, oh, he'll be Rex Glass. Like, just kind of reminding
And it
himself of his
was, right?
heartbreak and whatever. Nope. He's,
Nope.
oh, and they had a good excuse for it, I thought, too. It was a little bit like, oh, okay, but him trying to, remind himself
Of his
of,
four.
yeah. Oh god. So not only does it make sense, but it works as a prelude to the horrors that I'm sure are to come this next episode.
And also, like, Dark Matters has got a bone to pick with him too. I have said
Yeah.
that twice. I don't know why that is coming up for me
It's
right now.
okay. You gotta you
Yeah,
gotta bone to.
I
I'm
got
pretty
it.
scatterbrained this episode, so that's you're
Sorry, yo.
fine.
Have fun. Uh,
We're all having fun here.
we're all having fun. Hey, yeah. So what if Sasha wants to deal with Peter's interrogation personally after because he infiltrated to be Rex Glass.
Yeah, that's not something that you just forgive.
He was Trixie.
Oh my god. Who does Ransom owe, really? Like, is that
Someone
going to be.
dangerous.
Yeah, like, is that going to be someone who Dark Matters doesn't like? Or is that going to have anything to do with anything related to Dark Matters? I don't know. It's all up in the air.
I need another Peter point of view stat.
I know. Oh my god. I'm curious as to, I feel like, how could they possibly, I mean, Sophie and Kevin are really smart. They could come up with an escape for them, I'm sure, that would be credible. But a part of me is like, I don't think they're ever going to make it out of there unless Dark Matters lets them go.
I think it depends on whether Sasha switches sides or not.
Oh, can she be swayed?
Can she be swayed? Like, can Juno convince her, one, the Dark Matter is kind of evil, very evil.
Yeah.
And two, is she going to leave or is she just going to let them go? Like, is she going to leave Dark Matters and, like, help them out? Or is she going to just be, like, leave a door unlocked?
Yeah.
I think either way, we're going to get some more Sasha Juno stuff, which is fascinating because we didn't know she was a cop until this winter.
Yes.
So how did she get from being a cop to being in Dark Matters? And how did Juno's path differ? I just want more answers.
I know, me too. Oh, that'd be good. I think that we could be in a position to get some of those, whether through quips or, I don't know, if we have Sasha and Juno in an interrogation room together.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
I
brings
agree.
back old times kind of thing. Oh,
And maybe we'll have some Diamond backstory too.
please. Every episode is just like, when Diamond backstory.
I want to know how, not if their relationship was toxic, how toxic it was.
Absolutely.
All I want is the angst.
Oh god.
I have so many feelings.
Me too.
Ugh.
I'm so glad that Juno has the chance at a really, like, healthy relationship now.
Me too. Also, the art you did for this episode was really good.
Good, thank you. I'm coloring it today.
Yeah. That's an amazing artist.
Oh, and Luna's an amazing writer.
For this episode below.
Oh, thank you. And together, we will, I don't know what we'll do. We will conquer something.
I don't know. Well, Rab is a triple threat, of course. Rab draws, writes, and does really cool videos.
Oh, shut up! One of these days, we really do have to collaborate. I would love to. Now that I'm in this weird limbo, like, waiting to hear back from my publisher, then we might as well.
We may as well, yeah, that's right. I mean, I think I might be adopting a cat, but other than that, I'm free.
Oh, I'm so excited to meet your cat via pictures.
Me too.
Oh.
Um,
Well, that's kind of the end of my. Oh wait, there's one more. Well, one more note, and then also we got a comment question on the last
oh,
video.
did we? Okay.
Yeah, but last note is, I swear to God, my mind isn't playing tricks on me. There are ocean sounds at the
Yes,
end of
it's in the
this
script.
episode. Yes. Okay.
They crash
So
into an
into
ocean.
the ocean?
Hmm.
That's fucked.
Yeah, motherfucker.
God.
Wait, this is why I think that the Ruby 7 rescue can still work. Because if the ship hits the ocean and breaks apart,
Yeah.
I feel like the Ruby could get out of mechanical, like, being chained down.
Yeah. Yeah. It snapped. It's fine. Maybe the Ruby took a part of the ship with them. Like the whole room just like
I
blew
could
into
see that.
pieces.
Ruby's
Yeah, it's
powerful.
fine.
Ruby is strong and smart
Ruby
and very
Ruby is
pretty.
thick. Yeah.
And if you were at the live show, y'all, whoo, Ruby's hot.
There was a Ruby?
Yeah, yeah. They put Quan Yi's voice actress
Oh
in
my
in a
god.
slinky green dress with a Ruby 7 necklace. It was
Oh
very
my,
cute. And she
that's
made little whistling
adorable.
noises the whole time.
Oh, that's
It's adorable.
so cute. Someone had to, I hadn't thought of the fact that someone had to be the voice of the car. Oh my god, that's adorable.
It's
Okay,
really
and then last thing is or at least where my notes are is we got a question from Sarah Fails who has been commenting on our videos
yeah.
and I love them. And question was topic of discussion. Do you think the changing POV thing is just a thing for this season, or if they'll continue switching between people in future seasons? Would you want that?
Oh man, my first instinct is no, give me Juno
Same.
back.
Yeah, same. I'm like, okay, we've got an understanding of how everybody thinks. We have understood their problems. Now we're good to go back to the original problem.
And hey, that may like quarantine may teach them how to record separately and still
Mm.
effectively. So that is a possibility because I think the big issue was that um, our boy Joshua moved away to Maine.
Oh, I thought he was just busy with other projects, but he moved?
No, he moved to Maine. He lives in Maine now.
Oh, I hope that they figure out how to, you know, get through that hurdle. That's pretty scary.
Right?
I mean,
Right.
I'm glad for him. Good move, do your thing, but also I miss him. So,
Yeah. So maybe that'll have an effect on future seasons. Um, if I were writing the story, which I'm not, and that's good. Uh, if I were writing the story after this season of kind of round robin, I would, because I really think the show's end, like its kind of moral arc of the universe, is that Peter has to go back and fix what happened on Brahma.
it's just
I
such
think,
a yeah.
yeah, I think that's how I. I have a Juno and Peter retire on Brahma fic plotted out. I've had it plotted for months. I'm never gonna write it.
Oh, it's just one of those. I have some of those too. But
Yeah.
I really think that that makes a lot of sense as from a writer perspective, you and I like that's a door that is left unopened. If you are planning to continue the series past something as big as saving, curing all known disease, then what's kind of left after that? And it's
Mhm.
like the Theobots and Brahma. So like it makes sense that you would want to knock
Yeah.
that out. Yeah.
So maybe next season we alternate Juno and Peter. I would like that would work for me.
Mm.
Um, but they might keep round robining. I would understand that too. Because they're right. Like the show has opened up to really new things,
Mm-hmm.
new people, and I think that if they continue the trajectory with this Vespa episode, where we're still getting a lot of character driven and plot driven moments, I think that it could really work.
Yeah.
Um, And I don't mean to shit on Tools of Rust. I thought it was a
I
really
know,
good episode.
same. I feel bad, but like it just didn't get me. I was kind of like
Yeah.
lost after listening to that. I was like, oh, oh, okay.
Yeah, and when we only get a new Juno story every like 2 months, that's kind of a lot, you know?
Yeah, so
One kind of rough episode can really knock you out of your flow.
yeah, and I've talked about this before. I feel like kind of bad for feeling the way that I do, which is, where I would prefer to not round robin. Like I understand why they're doing it, and again, I think it's effective. And I just don't like understand like I don't think maybe I shouldn't feel like ashamed because it is it's not just a change in story direction, it's an overhaul in the very fabric of the show. Like it's
Yeah.
how we have been seeing the show, how like the entire perspective is different, uh the mechanics of how the plot moves is different. So it's just, or maybe not so much, but it's a huge change. So I don't
Maybe
know.
this season is about change. And
That's true.
the season is, we knew it was going to be ridiculously different.
Yes.
We knew that because, we are no longer following a grumpy PI on Mars. We're now a found family in space. And
Yeah, it's
like
huge.
it's different. And I think there's definitely a version of the show that doesn't lean into how different it is. So I kind of see why they're doing it. But like
Yeah.
knowing them, something even more different will happen next season.
Yeah. And I mean, hearing you say that, that is so freaking true. Like, I know that they did this because they didn't really have much of a choice, but like, you're so right. There is no better time than to have made this switch. It
Yeah.
really does. Yeah. And I now am enjoying it. So good. Yay. Double win.
Yeah. I'm so glad. All right, so Penumbuddies, I think that's it for us. But we will be back soon with more backlog episodes because I really want to talk about Day That Wouldn't Die now. And
Woo!
we don't know how long the hiatus is gonna last, but I think we'll get through it soon. We'll get through it together. Take it from me. Stay the fuck home.
Yes, amen. I echo that sentiment. Fare thee well, you guys. Hang in there.
All right, bye y'all.